Welcome to Break Into Tech Show with Professor Temi Akinwumi of My IT University, a multi-award winning tech CEO, career coach, and mentor. With decades of hands-on tech career, will ensure your career dreams come true. Join our extraordinary show today on groundbreaking topic for a successful career. Do you want a $100,000 job as a cybersecurity professional, Scrum Master, Business Analyst Software QA, Cloud Architect, Data Analyst, Technical Recruiter, and more? Visit www.myituniversity.com to schedule a call. Come and get inspired to secure a lucrative job, keep the job, and grow on the job. Relax, receive, and see results. We're glad you're here. Share, like, and comment.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. How you all doing today? I hope you are having a wonderful day. Feel free to share where you're joining us from. We want to know where you're joining us from. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. Today is going to be a wonderful day. We're going to be discussing about how you can understand the benefits and the perks of tech careers. It's very important that you pay attention, have your pen and notepad ready. I'm going to be having a discussion, and shortly I'm going to be having one of my mentees to join me to discuss. But we want to know where you're joining us from. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you all for joining. Just want to say hi. Thank you, Cassandra from Dallas. Oh, wow. Great. Thank you, Gregory from Florida. Thank you for joining us today. Charles from Los Angeles. Wow. Thank you so much. Bingpe from Maryland. Thank you, Olumide from New York. Thank you, Joy from Dallas. Thank you, Jamela from Florida. And we have Samuel as well from Dallas. We have Kiona from Arkansas. And we have LinkedIn user from Dallas. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Today is going to be a great day. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be discussing about the benefit and perks of tech. There's a lot of them. I'll do a quick introduction. My name is Professor Temi, and I've been in tech for like 3 decades now. I'm a tech CEO at my IT university and at Top Group Technologies and IT company. We give back to the community. We empower the community. Right now, we have empowered like thousands of engineers into tech, and we still continue to empower and to give back. Today, I have with me one of my mentees. She's going to introduce herself, and we're going to be discussing together the perks and benefits of tech. Welcome, Toots.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning, Professor Temi. Thank you so much for having me. I have been a mentor, a mentee under Professor Temi, and Professor Temi is a student for quite a few years now. And I'm a cybersecurity senior information security analyst, information security governance, risk, and compliance. And it's been an honor meeting Professor Temi, and she really did change my life. And working for a tech company, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So right now I currently work for a digital consultation, digital modernization software in this firm. And, working on multiple systems and, gathering, security assessment and authorization to make sure their ATO packages are completed and making sure that all their systems are in compliance with federal guidelines, federal federal policies and guidelines and regulations. And working in tech has really wonderful perks that, you know, people don't get anywhere working in their day to day. I always tell people working in tech is like being a spoiled child. You know, it's like being spoiled. You get so many benefits that other people don't get. It's really, truly a blessing. And I used to see people work in tech and I'm like, oh, they're making so much money. But it's more benefit than just the money. It really is. So it's a very lucrative field. Everything now it's gone digital, and I really do encourage people to come to tech, join the digital side of tech because you know um, everything's being digital, everything's being modernized, cloud security, cybersecurity, and tech will never finish. Things are becoming very innovative, constantly being innovative, and constantly tech is constantly being improved, and tech will never end. So there's a lot of benefits and perks to it. We've all heard about FANG companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. And really, I did some research, and Google was the first company to really have a lot of perks. And then all the other big tech companies started to jump on top of that. Google had perks like free food, free recreation. You could play pool while you're working, gym membership, so many things, so many, many, many perks. And it's really exciting. Now people are negotiating not just salaries, people are negotiating sign-on bonuses, relocation costs. It's just really wonderful to work in tech. Back to you, Professor Tammy.
Thank you, Toots. Yeah, some of the we're gonna be discussing um some of the benefits, a lot of benefits. The benefits of tech we can't really exhaust these benefits. There are a lot of them. So we're gonna discuss some of them. And if people in the audience, if you have any questions or you want to chime in, feel free to add that on and we will put that up because there's a lot of benefits. One of the major things I saw in tech is there's no job shortage. It's always gonna be jobs, always. And it's always gonna be the big tech, startups, FANG, government, contractors, contracting organization always going to be looking for people because there will be requirements for customer, for companies to fill. So the more the requirements are coming, the more the jobs will be. So they're always awarding contracts, federal contract, state contract, county contract, and even commercial companies always looking for engineers, technical experts to work on their projects. So it's always going to be jobs. There's no job shortage. Jobs and jobs and jobs and more jobs. And that's why we're seeing a lot of things that's going on with the COVID and everything. Some people are even resigning of their job because they are now starting their own businesses. So there are more jobs opening for people that are trying to get in. So all these opportunities are there in tech. You will never have job shortage. And you can work anywhere in the world. Yeah, you can work anywhere in the world with there are jobs everywhere. There are tech jobs now. A lot in the US, UK, Canada, another part of the world. So I see a lot of people in other countries that are trying to, find jobs in like US, UK, Canada, because they have a lot of tech jobs there. And even in Europe too. So there are a lot of tech jobs everywhere. You can pretty much work, like the world has become a global village. COVID has actually helped tech to get better in job wise. There are a lot of jobs and remote jobs. We're going to get into all of that. So a lot of jobs and also remote job. We can say those two together because they kind of fall in line with each other. A lot of remote opportunities right now. You pretty much can work from home. And I see a lot of people doing two jobs, at least. A lot of people doing two jobs, one job, and all of that. They're working from home, they have all the benefits, and everything is just really going well for them. They have time to relax, to be with family, no rush hour traffic, not get stuck in traffic and all of that. They are comfortable in their own home, working at home. So what do you have to say about that, Toots?
Yes, Professor Tammy, it's like COVID was a blessing for a lot of us. A lot of people were already chance to work from home, um, flexibly work from home certain days. But now that we're all home due to COVID-19, nobody wants to go back to the office anymore, and the flexibility is there. So it's gotten to the point now that companies are now using flexibility as one of their perks to entice you to apply as a candidate. So now they're telling you, oh, we are 100% remote. Now we're virtually 100% remote. We just want you to be close to the area within the East Coast or within the region. But they really are shooting for virtually 100% fully remote work from home. And now they're even telling people they'll do hybrid where you can choose the days to come to the office after COVID, maybe two days. So they really are bargaining and negotiating with people now that nobody wants to come to the office. And guess who's going to win? We are going to win because it's what we want. And now they have to really cater to what the people's needs. The thing that I love about tech is that they really care about their employees. They really do. They put their employees first. And prior to transitioning into tech, thanks to Professor Tammy, I never worked at a company where they really cared about the employees like that. I come from a tech to a public health background, and patients come first, right? But working in tech, you also come first. The customer comes first, but they really, really, really put your safety first. They put your mental first. They put your safety first. They really try to cater to their employees. Um, there's so many It's so lucrative to work in tech. You'll never have a job shortage. I work as a federal contractor, and we're constantly winning new contracts every day. Like, we have so many projects, so many contracts that we've won. Like, the job will never end. We are always getting awarded new contracts just from one company. And even before we got acquired by a bigger company, we've always won so much contracts from different government agencies, and we would win and win contracts. So there's never really like, oh, we're going to let you go because there's no work. No, there is always a contract, and there's always a project that can move you to another project to work on another system. And so there's always work. There's always endless amount of work. And so now the remote opportunities are there, and the leadership team are discussing more remote opportunities. And Twitter, Google, Netflix, and Apple, they've been going back and forth to letting their employees. I think Twitter now agreed to letting employees be permanent remote. And I think there's other companies who've let their employees just to be virtually remote, and give you the option. If you want to come to the office, you can later on, but they're really giving people flexibility options to stay home and work permanently forever remote. And there are going to be people that's going to want to come to the office. Some people are lonely and bored. They don't want to work by themselves at home anymore. And so those people, those individuals have a choice, the options to come to the office. And those of us who want that work-life balance, we can choose to stay home. So technology really does provide you with the work-life balance that you really want. Just like Professor Tammy mentioned, the traffic. You can spend an average 3 hours a day in traffic, and by the time you get to work, you're eating breakfast, you're eating lunch, you're talking to people. There's a lot of distractions. You get to focus more at home. You get to be on your own schedule, really. You get to work autonomously, and you get to create your own schedule, you know and still balance your family, run a little bit of errands in your on your break time, and take care of your family members. And that's the beauty of working in the technology software industry. Back to you, Professor Tammy.
Thank you so much. So these are great opportunities. Nobody should be left out. If you're really trying to break into tech, this is the time to do it. We see many more people joining us. Thank you so much. Um we have Philip joining us from Austin, Texas. We just want to acknowledge and say thank you for being here. And we also have Ogwene Maro. Thank you for joining us. From Nigeria, we have Vida from New Jersey. Thank you. And Folayemi from New Jersey. Thank you so much. We want to acknowledge you all that we see you. We appreciate you. If you have any question, please let us know. Ask your tech questions now. Ask your benefit questions that you have. So that's why LinkedIn user, we thank you. Makela, Michaela. Oh, this is a different spelling of the other one. Thank you, Michaela. Brianna, thank you from New Orleans. Melvin, thank you all so much for being here. We have a lot of people joining us. Wow, we can stay here all day. We just want to thank you all for being here, for joining us. And Victor came as well. Everybody, Prince, thank you. Ashley, thank you. Bemi Olua Busayo, thank you so much for being here. So we're going to continue our discussion. We're waiting for your question. We are here to answer them, to guide you and to how to break into tech. And if you are trying to break into tech, you are considering tech, schedule a call with me and Professor Temi. I will speak with you, guide you, and mentor you to break in. It's the best time to break into tech. The website is www.myituniversity.com. Schedule a call and we're going to guide you, help you break into tech. If you have any question, feel free to ask your questions and we'll help you. We'll answer them. Gloria as well is here from Seattle, and we have Christelle. Thank you all so much for being here. So we're going to continue our discussion. So there are other great options like career flexibility, hours and location. So pretty much it's so flexible. You can work, you know, you might decide to, normally you may have to work from 9 to 11, take a break at 11 to 12, and then from 12 to 5, then you work the other schedule. But now it's flexible. You might decide to come early, leave early, come later, leave later, or work from home. So when you're at home, pretty much have your own schedule. So it's very flexible. You can work in different at home or in different location. A lot of my students, I see them on vacation. They pretty much they're not on vacation for real, but they traveled out of area to go on vacation and they work, they do their job in the hotel. And in the evening, they go out to the beach or to do some fun stuff with the family. So all these things we are seeing because it's very flexible now. So what do you say about that, Toots?
Yes. So the flexibility of hours, it's really awesome. A lot of companies now, because if you get lucky, right, and you work for a company that's really virtually remote, like a startup company, you get to create your own schedule. So you can block your calendar for certain time frames. You can ask them to reschedule a meeting at a certain time frame. So people normally typically work 9 to 5. You can decide to work 11 to 7. The only thing you might just want to make sure you are within their time zone, because you want to be present for your meetings if required that you attend a meeting. So you want to be within that time zone. But you can block your calendar and request the meetings to be scheduled at a certain time that's convenient for you, and they'll work with you. So those are just one of the benefits of, and a lot of companies now are trying to compete with, you know the big tech companies, right? So like Airbnb, Spotify, Zapier, HubSpot, GitLab, GitHub, all those companies are trying to compete with the big tech companies. So they're in competition. You have to provide people with more benefits. So they give you benefits like, they would say things like unlimited PTO. You don't get unlimited PTO when you're clocking in and clocking out. You really don't. And I don't clock in and clock out. Even when you work as a contractor, you don't have to clock in and clock out. So when you're clocking in hourly, like, you have to clock in and out, you don't get those kind of benefits. You will never get unlimited PTO at working somewhere else. They have now benefits like fertility treatment. They have benefits for adoption. They have benefits for family planning. They have benefits for surrogacy now, I'm seeing. So if you need a surrogate to help assist for a baby, carrying your babies, they will fund that. And I've seen benefits like $15,000 for fertility, family planning, benefits. Now they're giving men um, more weeks for parental, leave. So typically, I think before men used to get like paternal leave 2 weeks. I think now men can get like 4 weeks, you know. And now, along with the unlimited PTO, there's sick days now that you can get. They're giving you employee recognition. They give you discounts on devices, so they can give you discount on, like, if the company sells things, they can give you like a huge discount for like devices like, okay, say Apple, or they can give you a discount on like if you're with T-Mobile, so you use internet, right? They'll give you a discount for a phone, and they'll even give you your own phone sometimes, right? The company will give you your own iPhone or whatever device they want you to use, and still give you a discount because you're using internet at home.
Mhm.
So they'll give you like what is it called? Remote work reimbursement. So
Mhm.
they give you like a check additionally to your paycheck, and then they'll give you office setup. I've seen like benefits like $500 just to set up your home office. I've seen that. Um, I mentioned the employee benefits, unlimited travel, and I've seen like vacation. It's called performance-based bonus and performance-based perks, where you get some points towards like maybe hotels or air flights, to travel for vacations. Then they have health and wellness. They have mental days. So the days that you feel like, oh, you're too stressed for work and you need to take like a mental day off, they'll give you mental day health and wellness. Then they'll give you like gym membership, I mentioned earlier. So like when we used to go to the office, the companies will have a gym at the bottom of their, the first floor. They'll have a gym there. Now that we're all remote, I think they've expanded it now to gym memberships outside of their company, because now we're all working from home, just to promote your health and your wellness. There's so many perks, snacks. So we used to have snacks, and like wine and beer in office. Now they have a snack subscription that they can send to your house, snacks. So you're
Yeah.
getting like monthly. My brother gets snacks from his work.
Yeah, I remember they even give you credit cards. You
Oh
have your own
yeah.
credit cards. You can,
Mhm.
depending on what you're spending it on, though, but they give you that. They pay for your gas. They give you payment for gas.
Yeah.
Some organization have sodas machine in the
Mhm.
office. Some organization give you. They have gourmet kitchen with all the coffees and all
All
of the
food.
pop-ons and all of the meal. You can pretty much have meal, and you have also opportunity to have happy hour,
Mhm.
have meetings, like brown bag meetings where they bring lunch and everybody sit around and just discuss about maybe meetings, discuss the status of the project, and it's just fun. Sometimes you have game time where people just bring
Yeah.
their chairs and all their games and play. Like after working so hard, doing all the programming all day, then you can calm down and just play together, and then you can continue. Sometimes people have golf time to play golf and come back,
Yeah.
do sort of things. Sometimes you can walk around, and a lot of benefits in tech. And what we're seeing also seeing is that there was like a couple of days ago, Amazon actually um decided to increase the benefits. Did you see that? Yeah. So benefits are going up, and I think a lot of other companies are going to follow suit.
Oh yeah, they don't have a choice. It's competition, right? You have to compete with Amazon. You have to compete with the top company so that you can also retain your employees. The base salary for Amazon used to be 150K.
Mm,
Now their base salary is like goes up to 350K. $6,000 annually, and that's excluding the stock options, the stock and equity options. So that's one of the benefits that a lot of companies offer now, is that stock and equity options that they give. And now companies, they're matching 401ks. Typically, it's usually like 3%. I'm seeing companies now match 401k for up to like 5%. That's good. That's really, really good. 5 or 6%. And now I've even seen companies provide 100% medical coverage. That means you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to pay anything out of your pocket once you
Yeah.
go to the doctor's office.
Very good. Yes, yes, exactly. So another good area is education and training requirements. They help you with that. I remember when I was working for this big, I was fortunate to work for a lot of big tech companies. And I only pay for my bachelor's. My two masters, they pay for it. They pay for my cybersecurity masters. They pay for my master in software engineering. They pay for everything. I don't have to pay a dime, and they reimburse me. Even though if I pay out of pocket, they reimburse me back, or they just pay straight. So these are the benefits of tech. Your training, they will provide a lot of training for you. So this might be the only training that you ever have to pay for, because and if you're working for a tech company, they're gonna train you, they're gonna help you to get educated, and all of that. So those are very important. Even if you're going for your PhD, they will pay for it. Yeah, provided it's in line with what you're doing. You just have to find out if it's in line, and then they'll take care of that. Do you see that in your organization, Toots?
Yes, Professor Tammy. So my organization, they do cover certifications for, they'll reimburse you. You just have to let them know ahead of time that you're taking certain certifications, and they'll evaluate they'll let you know which company they want you to go to, if there's a company they want you to go to that's specific, and they'll reimburse you for those technology certifications, right? And for education, they they will give you $5,000 a year, I think, or semester. So that's $5,000 towards your your studies. I've seen a company now doing my research that they're offering more than $5,000. I think they were offering like 10 or 15 for like education and books. That's a lot of money to cover your books in 1 year, and your tuition. Because now if you go to a tuition that's like, if you go to a school that's like online, a lot of some schools now, they're not as expensive as they used to be. So as long as if you're not going to like a private big university, if you're going to like an online school, they can cover that easily, because those are like, UMUC is not expensive at all. So they can easily cover that. That's a benefit for you, because imagine they pay like $10,000 or a whole year for you. You've basically covered your entire tuition, and you're not paying anything out of pocket. And also, these trainings that you guys are doing, it's part of your benefit. It's part of it's not a requirement, but it's like your benefit. So speak to your hiring manager that you're going for a training, and they can pay for that. Even when you're going to a conference, if you're going to a conference, they will give you that day off and still pay you. I went to a conference and I was still paid for going to that conference. It was like a cybersecurity conference around here in the DMV area. And so I went, and I still got paid for that. And I just asked my director. And that was, that's flexibility right there, because it's related to your job. So they still allowed you to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. They allow you to go, and they pay for for all of those. And even a lot of my students now, some of them are being paid for by their employer. They just send a check for their classes, at least one or two people. So if you ask at work, they can pay for you to attend this training. So somebody is asking, my question is to you too, is what's your day-to-day, as a cybersecurity analyst remote? We've done this like last week we did this. I guess you didn't come last week, and I think a couple of people are asking the same question too. Can you kindly give a detailed explanation of your day to day? That's what they are all saying. You guys need to be coming more. We're going to talk about that a little bit before we continue. And I think we have another question as well from, yes. So Ashley is telling them, oh, yeah, Prosdemi has a video on our page that talks about that. good information. So we have a whole day discussing about that already. So Toots, you can quickly go over your day to day, then we can answer the other question that people are having here.
Yeah, you guys want to check in the video we did last week? We discussed that. My day to day is just really preparing documentations, updating documentations, and files. So I work on multiple systems, whether it's virtually hosted on a cloud environment or hosted on premise. And what I do is I prepare documentations for the ATO package. That is the authority to operate package. And so I'm reviewing documentations and reports, making sure that they're in compliance with federal guidelines, federal regulations, and policies. And I'm really just assessing these documents. We're looking for gaps in findings, and if there's any gaps in findings on the system's applications, we create something called a plan of action and milestone. So that's really what I do on a day to day. We talk about we do kickoff meetings and we discuss vulnerability scanning, whether we're scanning the web application, database scanning, uh, of vulnerabilities, looking for vulnerabilities within the system. So web application scanning, database scanning, and just patching, things that we need to be patching, configuration management. We discussed that. So we prepared different documents for the system, and these documents get audited by the security control assessor or the third party outside vendors. So they also get audited too. And once these documents are approved and the risk are accepted, then it goes off to be to pass the ATO package, and it gets signed by the senior officials.
Thanks, Toots. So pretty much in a nutshell, for all my students that are asking questions, Olumide, Charles, these are all my students. So we're saying everything you did in class is what Toots is doing. Everything you did in class is what Toots is doing. So pay attention more. Most of you can even perform very well already. And some of you already got a job. I'm not going to blow it out here on public, but congratulations to, out of the two guys, one of them got a job on Friday. So congratulations. So Toots, Gloria has a question for you. She said it's good to hear from someone with public health background like I do. Oh, great. So which program is best, if you are transitioning from public health world? Which program is best for you?
Yes, so I have a public health background. I have a master's in public health. And so when I met Professor Temi, I couldn't find a job at all in public health. And if I did, the salary wouldn't be what I'm earning now at all. So I took Professor Temi, I did a one-on-one discovery call with Professor Temi. So you guys, that link at the bottom, that's scrolling at the bottom, the www.myituniversity, schedule a one-on-one consultation discovery call with Professor Temi. And so we discussed, and the payment arrangement and whatnot. I filled out the form and I took the Certified Authorization Professional course. That is the governance, risk, and compliance course, as what I was just speaking on earlier.
The cybersecurity.
Yes, that is a cybersecurity, governance, risk management, and compliance course, the CAP course, Certified Authorization Professional. And it really just talks about the topology of cybersecurity, the security domains, all the federal guidelines, the frameworks like HIPAA, PHI, PCI DSS, NIST framework, CIS, a framework, SANS, BANS, OXLANS, SOC framework. We talked about GCDRP framework, FedRAMP framework also. So you just discuss a lot of the frameworks that you're going to be using, you're going to be working on, depending on which organization, which business values that you guys have. A certain framework will be used depending on the business organization, right? So say, for example, you're working with a banking institution. They really will be inclined to use NIST, and also combined with NIST, PCI DSS, because that is for the payment credit card industry. So they will use that PCI DSS, combine it a little bit with, mesh it with NIST, because it's still federal. They need to be in compliance with federal guidelines. And also they will use SOC 1, SOC 2. SOC 1 and SOC 2 reports, those are also for financial audit, and those have their specific security controls. So these security controls are the baseline security controls, and the baseline security control is what your organization sets as a standard for you as a matrix. And that standard sets for all your, so that standard is set for all your system applications, and your security controls are going to be like a baseline for all your system applications. So when you get audited, the auditor would want to make sure that those security controls are in place, those safeguards are in place, and you're protecting your system against, unauthorized usage, unauthorized disclosure. You're protecting the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of that system applications. And, you're just taking, you're looking at the countermeasures. You're making sure that your system applications is safe, and protected from outside usage and attack vectors.
Okay,
And so,
thanks. Okay.
then I also took the CompTIA Security Plus. CompTIA Security Plus, it talks about the ports, protocols, and management, about on cybersecurity. And I also took the CYSA Plus, that's the Vulnerability Assessment Management course. And that is like a hands-on lab, and you get to see the web application OWASP 10. You get to see the denial of service attack. You get to see all the attack vectors from the back end. And so you get to work in a Linux environment. You get to learn a lot of commands that you'll be using on a Linux environment to protect your system. And you get to see how attackers really attack your system on the back end. So you get to look at TCP, the ports protocols, and you just get to see a lot of things. You use tools like Wireshark. You use tools like Nessus for web scanning. So I was fortunate, and I found a job before I even took the CYSA Plus course. I was able to find a job within, I think, 6 to 8 weeks of taking Professor Temi's course. And I did my interviews, in the car. This was way before the pandemic. They were still doing interviews on the phone. And I did my interviews on the phone, and I was offered a job, doing interviews in the car, and I never even went into the office face to face, and I was offered a job. And so the salaries for cybersecurity analysts, you guys can look it up. It's very, very high, 6-figure salaries, or it starts low to high 6-figure salaries, and you can, negotiate your salary. Professor Temi will explain that to you further. If you take Professor Temi's courses, she will help you to break into tech. She even has now recruiters that work with Professor Temi that will help people break into FANG companies. And she'll connect you with that. So she does salary negotiations. She helps you with your LinkedIn profile, your resume templates. She has mentoring. And of course, you take the courses with her, and she will help you with, interview questions and answers. So I had interviews, questions, and answers. Professor Temi has new interviews, questions, and answers. She's always updating her curriculum annually, semi-annually. She's always updating her curriculum. And so you get those interview questions and answers, and it helps you to be successful during your interview, how to negotiate, what to tell, how to speak with your clients and stakeholders, and how to get the job, and also how to maintain the job while you're there. In tech, you're not really heavily micromanaged. Right now, I'm not heavily micromanaged. It depends on which company you work on, but for the most part, tech is very relaxed. Tech is very, very relaxed. You're not heavily micromanaged. When I was working in a hospital, I was heavily micromanaged. I was micromanaged to the point that there was like threats of being, oh, you're going to get written up. come to the office, you're going to get written up. It's not like that in tech. You're not going to be feeling like you're walking on glass, walking on eggshells, walking, you're not going to feel like, oh, you're going to lose your job, every time, just make sure that you update your calendar, set your alarm, and be present to the meetings, and work on your deliverables and your deadlines, and be on time with your deadlines. Now that you're working from home, you can work anytime you want to. Submit your deliverables and be open and communicate with your manager. You're not going to be heavily micromanaged like you think that you like. When you're clocking in hourly, they have to micromanage you because you're on the clock. You're hourly. You're on their clock, right? With tech, you're on salary. So no one's going to be standing on your neck. And now that you're working from home, you're even less, no one's watching you from your house, right? So the micromanage, it's very, very, very It's not, it's almost non-existent. Really, you're not really micromanaged. You're just not. And the atmosphere, your hiring manager, your team, they're usually very relaxed. So, every Tuesdays or Thursdays or Fridays, they're doing like Zoom calls, and they're talking about like food, they're talking about their next happy hour. So while you're still on the clock, people are talking about food, telling jokes, even virtually. You're playing virtual games. So we play virtual games like Skibo, on my team, and we even did that yesterday, and it's a Tuesday. So, and we were on clock. So it's very, very relaxed. You're not micromanaged like that. Just make sure you answer your phone call if they call you, or stay on Slack, and no one's watching you. I do like run errands, grocery shopping, it's not like that at all. Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for all those insights. People can really know how it is in the industry. So we are sharing all this information with them. And also, I think Ashley also asked, how will you choose the best company for your situation? Well, there's always going to be negotiation back and forth between you and the recruiting company. So you will get to pick what company you work for. It's not by force. There's going to be a lot of options. You pick which one culture fits your need. And it's always family first. It's always you first. So whatever you need to do, they'll let you. Examples of even before COVID, when I was working for big tech, when there's no day, I don't have to go. When my kids are off of school, I don't have to go. I'll just tell them, okay, I'm working from home today. My kids are here. I mean, I don't have to. Some days, even if you don't want to go, you're not feeling good, you just call them. I'm not feeling good today. I can't go today. That's fine. You work from home.
Yeah,
Okay.
yesterday, there was one of the a coworker. She was like, "Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment." One of my program manager was like, "Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment. I have to go to my eye doctor." Like, it's always like, somebody. If you were on the clock hourly, I couldn't get that when I was working in a hospital. How dare you? How dare I ask to go to a doctor's office? I would be so scared, and I have to do that on my lunch break. And by the time my lunch break is over, they're already clocking you. They're already telling you, come back to work. They're already calling your phone. Where are you? The patients are waiting. Like, you're scared. But if you're working in tech, no one is going to worry about how long you took at the doctor's office. That girl literally, she told everybody she was going to a doctor's office and she'll join us later on. No one's going to say, she's not going to lose her job. No, she's not. And she
Yes.
was, I think they just hired her. They hired her like in November or something. She just got hired like in November. No one's going to say anything. Like, it's your life comes first. They honor your health and well-being working in tech.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I encourage people like to come in tech, because you're not going to be on eggshells all the time and working on edge. Just even like when you're talking to your like higher level people, even though they're professional, they crack jokes to make everything to break the ice. They speak to you like you're on their level in a
Mm-hmm.
very professional manner.
Yes, like it's like open door
Yeah,
policy.
because they
You
want
can
that. They
just
want to
walk
keep
into
that
them.
healthy culture environment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Gloria said, oh, thank you. Very enlightening and encouraging. Okay, you already scheduled a call. I look forward to speaking with you. No problem. You're welcome. And okay, Landy said, oh, Gloria, yeah, you will not be disappointed. I'm currently enrolled in the Scrum Master Bootcamp and it's great. Yes, yes, she's enrolled and she has a friend with her. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Tolu. Oh, yeah, that's what you need. Sign up. Come on, join us. You will never
Yeah,
regret it.
guys, sign up and come get these startup companies and work for these big tech companies, Intel, IBM. Professor Tammy has gotten people working for Facebook, IBM, AT&T, like Verizon, Walmart, big tech companies, big billion-dollar companies. My company is global, so my company is global, and they're based everywhere, and it's a big software company, and I'm enjoying it. And I really thank Professor Tammy for that, because she helped me to transition into tech using my soft skills that I didn't even know that I was using. Like when I was working in tech, I used to learn about the annual, we used to have to do the annual training for PHI, protected health information, and patient health information, and HIPAA, right? And I didn't even know that HIPAA would be a framework that I would need in tech. I would never, if someone told me that, I would like, what are you talking about, HIPAA? I would never even have guessed, because back then I didn't know what cybersecurity was about. So when I met Professor Tammy and I transitioned, everything was like, wow. So you mean to tell me that all these trainings that I was doing in the hospital, I could have applied this a long time ago? Like I could have been working in cybersecurity, information security years ago, had someone have told me about Professor Tammy, had I known. So, and my transitional skills, the skills, my soft skills of, interacting with patients, interacting with like directors of medicine, interacting with hospital officials, I could have used these interpersonal skills, these leadership skills, and use that in tech that I'm using now. I just wish that I met her earlier. That really is my only regret is, but God's time is the best time, but I wish I had met her earlier. Then I was getting paid then $12, no, $14 an hour. And it started me off as $12. And this was back in like 2000 and 2015, 2011, 2012, 2014. And now my salary is like it's like 700% increase now. Like my salary is high now. So, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Coming into tech has been very, very lucrative for me. And guys, be encouraged. Schedule that call with Professor Tammy and take those courses. She offers the Scrum Master. You can see the certified Scrum Master. She offers business analyst, cybersecurity. She offers data analyst, and Microsoft Azure SQL courses too. Thank you, Professor Tammy.
Thank you too. So, yeah, so creativity is always going to be encouraged. We already mentioned all of these topics. We have great work-life balance, and the culture is great. So you can never beat that. And the option is so just unlimited options in tech. So you just break into tech. Come join us. Schedule a call. I'm
Yeah.
gonna guide you and help you break into it. We are determined to help many millions of engineers to break into tech. Now
Mhm.
we're in the thousands and we're moving gradually into the millions. Thank you for being here.
And
So
now that we're at the top of the year, we're at the top of the year. Make this your New Year's resolution, because we're at the top of the year now. So make it a goal that you get in, and give yourself a time frame and put that on your vision board. They love creative minds. I can see people right now in the comments. You guys are they love the young, creative, innovative minds. They love that because they like the environment to be very fresh and young. Not to say that age matters, age doesn't matter, but I'm saying that you guys, they really love people with creative minds. They like when you're colorful and vibrant. They like to see your creativity. So if you have any projects that you've had, like blogs, you can even share that, and that could be something that you could share with the recruiter. If you have any blogs, they love people that are creative.
And
And they do
projects.
have they do have unlimited options, like Professor Tammy have unlimited vacations. Now they're giving people snacks, so probably my brother gets snacks sent to his house every day. He's a software developer, so yeah. And he told me about that. I was like, wow, yeah, like there's always perks and benefits that the companies are competing with each other. They're competing with themselves, right? So they're competing to impress you guys as candidates. This is why I encourage everybody, you guys break into tech software industry. You will not regret it. Whether it's a tech startup or a federal contract, commercial startup, you can work for oil and gas company. You can work for a car manufacturing company. You can even work for Walmart. Walmart was hiring a cybersecurity analyst. They're still hiring, right? You can work for Roku, Spotify. You can work for Patreon. I'm sure you can work for StreamYard. You can work for any company, and work in tech.
Okay, Toots, thank you so much for that. Someone is Tolulokwe is asking, do you have to be a US citizen to work in tech in the US? No, you don't have to be. If you are green card holder, you can work in tech. If you even have your work permits, but you have to have a work permit. Work
Hmm.
permit means you can work, right? Yeah. So that's
I
when
have
you can work.
coworkers. There are coworkers that have HB4 visas.
Yeah.
And they don't have. So you just have to have that company have to sponsor, or the country. They give you the HB4 visa, but you definitely have to have a work permit. You don't have to be a U.S. citizen. No.
You don't have to be. Thank you.
And data analyst is another thing that's very hot now too. So, and Professor Tammy, she can teach you with that tools to get into data analyst. I'm noticing a lot of people in the diaspora, they're trying to get into data analyst, data science. So it seems like that's a new hot thing too now.
Coincidentally, Tolulokwe is actually my graduating from my data analyst class. So it's a good time that you said that. She's actually one of my data analysts right now. Yeah, Jamela, thank you, Prof. Temi, and to Smart University, the most amazing university ever. Yes, yes, Miss Lady, it is. Thank you so much for that, and also for being here. And we have Prince. Oh, it's it's always a delight and very inspiring listening to mentees of Prof. Temi. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Prince from Nigeria. Thank you. And we have Briona. What tech field would fit for someone coming from service background, like restaurant, tourist, event industry? Toots?
For me, if you're coming from a restaurant tourism industry, you can break into any part of the tech. I'm noticing some people like with your background, if you engage a lot with a lot of customers, they tend to gear towards Scrum Master or business analyst. So because then especially if you're like the hotel manager, you will do really, really great, or restaurant manager, you will do really, really great with like business analyst, Scrum Master. But you can take any of the tech. Professor Tami's tech courses, she breaks it down to the point that you don't need to code. So don't worry about code. I didn't have a technical background. I didn't code. I didn't script. I still don't code and I still don't script. Okay. So there's no coding, there's no scripting language, there's no programming language necessary, no experience needed at all. I didn't have the experience and I was able to break in successfully. So speak to Professor Tammy. You can pick between, depending on your personality, she just have to speak to you one on one. And so you might decide to go into Scrum Master. It depends. Scrum Master is like 4 weeks. So if you feel like you want to go in fast and break in fast, it's 4 weeks. And business analyst is also 4 weeks. And you QA, quality assurance, QA testing. She teaches that too. And me, I did cybersecurity because I wanted to. I just wanted cybersecurity, and it's more like 6 to 8. Cybersecurity is 8 weeks, right? So it's longer. So if you want to go in right away, then maybe Scrum Master is for you because the classes are shorter. Back to you, Professor Tammy.
Thanks, Toots. So we have the Scrum Master for 4 weeks. We have the QA, Quality Assurance Software Testing. We have the BA, Business Analysis. classes. Those are like 6 weeks. We have the data analysis. Those are more like some coding stuff, so like 12 weeks. It has like Power BI mixed with Azure and cloud with SQL. That's data analysis, business intelligence. We have the AWS class as well, AWS cloud, infrastructure, becoming an architect in the cloud infrastructure with networking and Linux, mixed up in there. And we also have the cybersecurity, of course, like the GRC, um, your day to day, like Toots just mentioned what she's doing, the Security Plus. We have the Cybersecurity Labs, which is like all hands labs, knowing how to protect the infrastructure and using a lot of tools. They are also there, and all of our courses have tools in them. We are also having technical writing classes, technical recruiting classes. As you come on my IT university, you see a lot of these courses that we're going to be putting out there, but they are in the pipeline. So we have so many courses in the pipeline for you. Can you share? He said, can you share more light on QA testing? Oh well, yeah, it's time to go, but I'm normally it's 30 minutes room, but we're 30 minutes program, but we already spent like 1 hour already. Um, QA, quality assurance, testing the software to make sure it's not vulnerable for attack. I mean, vulnerable for functionality now, bugs, making sure the bugs are we clean the box up. We actually have that class coming up on Saturdays. We're starting one this week. So anybody interested in QA, quality assurance, making sure before the system can be deployed, they need to be tested, making sure the functionalities are working correctly. So that's the QA, quality assurance. For people that are interested in that, and we are mixing it with the BA. So BA and QA mix up, two in one class with the price of one. So buy two, get one. I mean, buy buy two for the price of one. That's what you get for that, and you are even getting a discount price. But the price of the Scrum Master is what you're getting for the two classes for now. But as we go, the price is gonna go up because we're doing a promo right now for our students. Especially people that will mention BAQA, call to mention BAQA, during your discovery call, you can put it there so you can get the $700 off coupon of the regular price. So I thank you, Toots, for being here. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank
We
you.
always meet here every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we are always here. After the course, somebody is asking a question. So we're always here and we help you break into tech. We help you with your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and prep you for interviews. And we have a very, very vibrant and great mentoring community. So we continue to mentor you for a lifetime. And you're asking after the course, do you help with interview prep?
Yeah.
And yes, sir, we do. Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm just saying right now. I didn't even read it yet. So yes, we do. We help.
Yes, you do get your interview questions and answers. Professor Tammy gives many interviews, questions, and answers depending on which field you're in. She has different interviews and questions and answers for each courses you take. And you have a mentoring group that we share. You have unlimited resources with the mentoring group. You join the Telegram and the WhatsApp group, and there's always resources shared. And you also get to network with Professor Tammy's recruiters. She has recruiters that she's met this year, last year on Clubhouse, and she's still connected with those recruiters, and even now, and those recruiters have helped Professor Tammy's students get jobs.
Yeah, we actually have a career fair last week that we have like over 4,000 people came in. Recruiter came from all over the world, and we always have that like every other month. So you always get a job. We're gonna continue to help, make sure everybody can get fitting into the perfect job that's meant for them. So that's the goal and that's the plan. Thank you for listening. We're on the top of the hour, so we have to go. Reach out to us, schedule a call, follow us on social media. We come on Clubhouse every single Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow us on Clubhouse. Look under my bio. Follow me to LinkedIn. Follow us to LinkedIn, and look under my bio. You will be able to see, all those links so you can follow us. And we thank you all so much. You can follow Mighty University. Check our website out and also check out The email, if you want to have any question, you can send email to support@myituniversity.com. Reach out to us, and your life will never be the same. So perks, benefit and perks of tech careers is what we discussed today. Thank you for being here, Toots. Do you have any last word before we close down?
Yeah, so yes, guys, stay encouraged. Don't be disappointed. Stay encouraged, stay faithful. Um, don't listen to any naysayers right now. Professor Tammy is trying to build the wealth gap in within Black community and minorities, and we have to go out there to the tech industries and compete. Um, a lot of people, we don't want to be late to the program, right? There's a lot of money in technology and software industry, so stay encouraged and schedule that call with Professor Tammy. Let her help you increase your annual income, increase your wealth. And also, we can share some resources also about the benefits and perks of working in tech. So we can share those links with you guys at the end of this call, that so that when you click on this video, hopefully you can see the link there as well. So you guys can read up on more benefits of what to expect when you're working for tech companies, and which companies are the best companies, like Airbnb, Spotify, etc. Which companies to look out for. So when you take Professor Tammy's courses, you look out for those companies to apply to.
Yeah, thank you so much. We can stay here forever. We want to thank you for being here. We are very passionate about tech, and we can stay here forever. So thank you also everybody for being here. Thank you, Ashley, for that comment. Thank you, Jamila. Thank you for Layemi. Thank you, everybody, for that. So we'll meet you again next week. We're gonna bring another exciting topic. Follow us on YouTube. We have a lot of YouTube videos, a lot. Everything goes on YouTube. Go watch them, listen to them. Just search on YouTube for Prof. Temi, one word, Prof. Temi. You'll find all the videos there. Follow through. Or you can search for my IT University on YouTube. You see all the videos there. Watch them, listen to them. All of the recordings are also going to go live on YouTube. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your time. We love you, and we'll see you again next week. Have a lovely day, everybody. And thank you, Toots. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everybody. Mwah. Love you all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you all for coming by.